Well, Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you all had a safe and happy New Year. Hope you are all fully recovered from all the activities and festivities and what other teas you may have done last night. You may have remembered that I did my very last wine review last night. And tonight, right now, I am doing my very first wine review of 2017. It is going to be a Merlot. It is actually going to be a Washington Merlot. And it's called H3. It is from Columbia Crest. And the reason why it's called H3 is because Columbia Crest has a brand of wine called H3, which means Horse Heaven Hills. It's the Horse Heaven Hills region in Washington. And they have this line of wine, as I said, called H3. They have in just about everything. Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, red blend, Chardonnay, and even Sauvignon Blanc. So be sure to pay attention for the upcoming weeks, because I may be doing another one of these. This is what the bottle looks like. It's a 2014 vintage, and each of their bottles has a different color. It still has sort of that horse with wings, but the cab is red. The Chardonnay, I believe, is gold. Sauvignon Blanc is green. And then, of course, Columbia Crest just makes a whole bunch of just their own varieties of wine, like regular Columbia Crest. And a few others that I'll try to look for and see if I can review them all for you. Before I show you what the wine in the glass is, just a little bit about this. Cellared and bottled by Columbia Crest Winery out of Patterson, Washington, USA. It is 14.5% alcohol by volume. Columbia Crest H3 wines were created to celebrate the winery's rich heritage in the Horse Heaven Hills, as well as its innovating winemaking and viticulture practices. Opening with aromas of spice and blackberry, this Merlot showcases a perfect balance of earth, cocoa, and ripe cherry flavor with a rich, velvety finish. The wine, as you can see, it is definitely red, leading to a purple, dark sort of reddish, but leaning more to a purplish sort of in the middle. So you all get an idea of what we're looking at. Price range, it is pretty. It's affordable. I would say it's like runs $10.99. The highest you might see is $15. It really all depends. I think the Merlot might be a little more expensive than some of the other ones, and I don't know whether that's just because sometimes Merlots you typically would find more expensive. You also tend to find more alcohol Merlots, but I'm not really sure. But it's definitely a less than $20 bottle of wine for sure. I don't think, at the most, you would probably pay $15. Depending on where you live, you may be paying a little bit more, but I would say it's definitely in a $10 to $15 range, which is what a lot of my wines that I do are. Every once in a while, I will venture out, and this year I definitely have a couple wines that I want to venture out and review for you all, but I'll probably only be doing maybe 4 of them a year, so at the end of like every quarter. So my first one I might actually be doing here in maybe sometime next month, but probably only for a year from here on out for some really expensive. And when I say expensive, I'm talking about at the most $50. There is one that is on sale where I work that is $40. It's usually an $80 wine. So that's definitely one I kind of want to try to get before we take it off sale. But other than that, you'll just see me do 10 to 15, maybe $20, 25 at the most. But very, very rarely will you see me go much more than that. Because, frankly, it's wine. If you like it, you like it. If you hate it, you hate it. Don't give me a $100 bottle of wine and say it's the best thing on earth. Because it probably isn't. But anyway, enough of that. Back to this wine. Let's start on the nose. Well, definitely blackberry is the first thing that stands out. Light touch of spices. There's even an ever so most hint of earth in there. The earth is not as present as like a Bordeaux type of wine or some wines that like to mimic the Bordeaux style. I don't think this wine tries to do that. It even said it just has a touch of earth, which on the nose it has just a very small type. Along with the blackberry, I'm getting some other noticeable dark fruits. I'm getting very small hints of blueberries on there. I'm kind of getting like a cocoa powderness, like a chocolate. Some floral notes. Light, kind of lavender. Just overall very nice nose, very easy nose. Nothing really dominates the other. There's nothing overpowering. There's nothing that just makes you go whoa. Some wines are really powerful. You smell as soon as you open a bottle. This is just a nice, perfect nose that everything just kind of builds up. That slowly builds up as you sniff, and you can really, really appreciate that you can really pick up on a whole bunch of different fragrances. All right, let's see what's doing on the palate. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you definitely get that ripe cherry that I mentioned. Very rich wine. All the way to the back, and it's just like bursting with that cherryness. You get that slight touch of earth in there, followed by the cocoa, which I feel is like really in the back. It sort of has kind of a chalkiness going down. So if you've ever tried to have a spoonful of just Nesquik cocoa powder, it's kind of the sensation that you're getting in the back, kind of, and leaving the back of your throat dry, but not burning. It's not burning. It's nothing that's like, oh, I need a glass of water. I mean, of course, if you're drinking wine, you probably should have a glass of water just so you can stay hydrated and keep your palate going. But this definitely Wow, it's a very interesting wine. It's a very easy drinking wine. Very light, very smooth. Definitely, with that velvety finish. Um, really long finish actually, and I'm also getting small hints of blackberries now. Little hints of blueberries. I'm sort of like a little, I guess like a maybe like not like a cobbler, but maybe like you just sort of like maybe the inside of a pie. The pie, not the crust itself, but the pie filling. That's sort of kind of what I'm getting, like a little touch of like a pie filling, like that blueberry, that cherry, that blackberry, or whatever sort of pie you're having. Those are kind of all building up with this. Um, See if I can get anything else on the nose. I'll do one more sip and see if see if I missed anything. Yeah, you definitely kind of do get this sort of chocolatey mix in there. As I said, like that cocoa, that chocolate, along with those great ripe fruit flavors. This is a good wine. Um, I'm really learning to appreciate Merlot. This was not a wine I usually thought I would enjoy. This was not a wine I usually thought I would like. But as you remember, a couple weeks ago I had a Merlot from California that I liked, and now here's this one that I like from Washington. And I think in this new year, along with you watching me review more old world wines, I think I want to try to start doing some Merlots. Some Merlots. I will do shards, although I won't do very oaky shards. I'll do lightly oaked, maybe come the summertime. I'll still stick with maybe Sauvignon Blancs or maybe some old world shards. But yeah, I want to do some old world wines, some more French, some more Italian, as I pointed out, and I want to do some more Merlot, and then also do some more red blends since I haven't done red blends for a while. So we've definitely got 2017 stored up with lots of wines. So really looking forward to seeing what this year brings for me and what it brings for you all to witness and hopefully share the same experiences. Well, at least if it's a good wine. If it's a bad wine, I don't want you to experience it. But if it's a great wine, I want you to all experience the same experience that I had. And I want you to all experience this wine. This 2014 H3 Horse Heaven Hills from Columbia Crest. It is, it's a 2014 Merlot. I think it could go maybe another couple years. So right now I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. It's a good rating. It's a good wine. Good to be enjoyed on its own, or it says even here with salmon, lamb, or wild game. And it's been aged in French oak and American oak, so that's why you sort of get that sort of chocolatey finish. And even right now, I'm still tasting that last sip, so it's definitely a long finish, just leaving your mouth just filled with joyness and happiness. So 4 stars out of 5. Look for this wine. Well, until next time, when we'll see what sort of excitement I bring you all, I'm Ryan the Wine Guy. Cheers.